A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back to Global Media Times. And this is a channel which is going to help you connect with people globally. And we are going to bring upon people who are going to have a lot of things to share with you. Very dynamic people are going to come on this channel. And we have been doing Sunday sessions and mostly we have been doing live. But this is going to be a recording because we have an international figure over here who's all the way from Thailand. And she's joining with us with a time difference almost 1.5 hours. So, sister, thank you so much for joining us. You are Amarjit Kaur Doowa from Thailand, and you are a religious figure in Thailand representing the Sikh community. And you have been working with them very closely. You've been doing Paat and Shabad in different communities, different areas, different countries, traveling all over the world and spreading your spiritual and religious knowledge. Thank you for doing that, sister. Thank you so much for being an instrument of change. More than that, you have also done a PhD in philosophy, which is known as Ayur Yoga from USA. You have done Masters in Education from Australia. You're a PG Diploma Health and Counseling. So we have taken certain sessions on counseling also. Please do go ahead and watch our old sessions on this very much channel. And you have done Diploma in Business and Administration from Thailand, Honorary Doctor degree award in philosophy for peace and community services have been given to you from Indonesia, UIPM, affiliated offices of United Nations. International Women's Leadership Award was given to you in 2023, UNPKFC, that is a United Nations body, winner of Humanitarian Excellence Award in 2022 by UNPKFC. Sister, you've been doing so much and you've been working day and night, handling your own family life. And you have been moving up and up and up in your life in various areas, not just your family, not just taking care of your work front, but you have been living in Chardi Kala in simple terms, which I would like to say. And we would like to understand what exactly made you motivated, where do you get this strength from, and how are you rising beyond? What is the secret behind all of this? But before we understand your life's journey, we would like to know what does Chardi Kala mean to you from your heart and from your mind? On to you, sister.
Om Shanti, thank you very much,
Om
Parampreet
Shanti.
Bhai. Yeah, Om Shanti. Um, as the greeting itself says, Om Shanti, the moment I say Om, I switch to being a spiritual being.
Okay.
So this is easy to speak and say, but it's not, it takes time and effort and true yearning to be able to step back into that state of being inside
Okay.
the inner realization. And when that happens,
Fine.
Chardi Kala is automatic. Because being a spirit and understanding that you are a spirit and you're a soul,
Okay.
you're an Atma, then
Right.
it means you're eternal. And if you're eternal, then it means nothing can touch you.
Okay.
So and Gurbani has this Mool Mantar, which actually describes the soul,
Okay. What is
supreme
that?
soul as well as soul. And that takes you into Chardi Kala very, very easily.
Can we just understand that? Because you've been talking about the soul and you've been mentioning soul in so many different ways over here. Atma, soul, immortal. Are these words being mentioned in Gurbani, in Guru Granth Sahib? And also, we have heard that verse, Nanak Naam Chardi Kala, Tere Pane Sarvata Bala. Now, this is something, there's a word known as Naam over here. Now, whose name are we referring to? Are we referring to Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Naam? Or are we referring to somebody else's Naam over here?
When we say, actually, the way we read that sentence, most Sikhs also misunderstand.
Okay.
It's not Nanak Naam, it's not Guru Nanak's name.
Okay.
In the entire Guru Granth Sahib, whenever the word Nanak is used,
Right.
it's used in the first person. It means I become Nanak. So it means I
Okay.
say, like Nanak says, Naam Chardi Kala. Naam is that's Satnam. that eternal being, whether it's soul or supreme soul. So that eternal
Okay.
being, Naam Chardi Kala. And then when we refer to Tere Pani, Tera here is definitely someone else. So
Yes.
it's supreme being, supreme
Right.
soul.
Right.
So Nanak, Naam Chardi Kala, Tere Pane Sarbat da Pala. With your grace, with your will, with your hukam, Pana is hukam, is will.
Okay.
Then the world will be fine.
Wonderful.
Sarbat, Sarbat means everyone.
Everyone.
Sarbat da Bhala. Bhala means um, good. The good will come to all. Goodness,
I've
all
will
well-being
come to
for
all.
all.
His
Yeah,
grace will
like
come to all.
all is well.
Right. So you're trying to say that Nanak Naam, that means whenever Guru Nanak Dev Ji is taking his name and Nanak Ji is taking his name, so that's why it's going to be the whole world is going to be in Chardi Kala. So
No, no,
same we are supposed to follow.
no. Let me clarify that again.
Yeah, please.
Nanak is the author.
Right.
So when you read it, Gurbani is first person. So when you
Right.
read Gurbani, you become Nanak. So Nanak will
Okay.
refer to you. Gurbani is written in first person.
First person. Okay.
So your first person means myself. I, me, myself.
Okay.
So when I say like Amarjit Naam Sarbat da Pala,
Right.
Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Pane Sarbat. So I say Amarjit Naam. So
Right.
it's instead of saying Amarjit,
Okay.
Guru Nanak very articulately uses the word Nanak to represent each one of us. So
Okay.
it's not just Guru Nanak.
Okay.
Very clear. The Gurbani is Guru Granth Sahib is not only Guru Nanak's words. It's the verses of um, at least 6 gurus
Right.
and many saints.
Yeah.
Kabir, Farid,
Kabir Singh,
yeah.
Tulsidas.
So
Right.
there are many
Right.
other spiritual beings who are quoted in Guru Granth Sahib.
Right.
And yet, uh, for example, if it's Faridji's verse, it'll
Mm-hmm.
be like Farida, Loka Apo Apni, Menu Apni Pai. Again, you become Farid, it's first person. You become Farid and you're saying Menu Apni Pai, means I have to bother about me.
Okay.
So Gurbani is first person. This is the most important thing to understand. Many Sikhs also don't realize that whenever the word Nanak is used, it's spoken as um, Nanak is spoken as the author,
Right.
and that being that I have to become Nanak, I am Nanak in this sentence, and I'm speaking to a Kalpurak, and or I'm speaking to my inner being, and I'm
Right.
speaking to. So, in a way, Nanak refers to my soul,
Ah,
me, the soul, Satnam.
okay.
The Mool Mantra, which I was talking about, that
Right.
begins the entire Guru Granth Sahib, is the cream. Without understanding the Mool Mantra, we cannot understand Chardi Kala.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Let's go
easy,
to that.
yeah.
Let's go to
Because
that.
Chardi Kala, the word Chardi means rising.
Rising. It's like a rising star, rising moon, rising sun.
Yeah, Chardi just means rising.
Yeah.
Kala is the art of rising.
Ah,
Kala is art.
yeah.
Kala is embodiment. Kala is creativity. Kala is time. So it can be Chardi Kala era, Chardi Kala being. So it's the art of rising. So
Mhm.
when you put the topic as rising beyond is very correct.
Okay.
So beyond what?
Yeah.
What is beyond what is the question here first before you even um, talk about rise.
Okay.
Beyond this being, beyond this face,
So beyond the
beyond this.
limitations.
Firstly, when we say
Mm.
limitations, we are still restricted within this human being,
Right.
this reality. Because when we talk of limitations, we are talking of limitations. What limitations are we talking about?
Physical
Because as a
limitations.
spirit, we are unlimited.
Right.
So when we say beyond limitations is also very restrictive.
Okay.
Okay. So when we say uh just rise beyond is nice because it's a little as long as I have this identity that I'm Amarjit and I'm this face, and I'm this body, I cannot stay in Chardi Kala all the time. I
Okay.
can stay in Chardi Kala in positiveness, in positive attitude, in a positive endeavor. Maybe most of the time, maybe sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah. Whenever I'm raising this finger, is actually it could be something which is coming to my mind, or maybe one of the viewers they might be asking, or there might be a question which has been put up later on. See, when we think of Chardi Kala, mostly main thing which comes to most of our mind, people who are not on a spiritual level, excuse me, or who are not on a extreme religious level, like you have also said, mentioned that, even in Sikhism also, a lot of people who are following Sikhism, they don't follow the Gurbani completely sometimes. They don't take it the way it is supposed to be taken. So I'm talking about those people who are laymen in this field. So Chardi Kala, when we say Chardi Kala, it generally means financial progress. It would mean,
Positive
having,
attitude.
yeah, certain positive attitude, or financial gains, or maybe, I received a promotion in my job, so I'm in Chardi Kala. Or for some people, oh, I got married, I've got a house right now, so that is God's Chardi Kala. So are we taking Chardi Kala in that physical essence, or is it something totally different we are talking about? Let us clear this thing for our viewers.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's take a very simple word in English, happiness.
sure.
When we say I'm happy,
Hmm.
it doesn't mean I'm lying, but
Okay.
that happiness is momentary.
Okay.
Like I got, like you gave these examples, which were very good examples of when you get a job or when you have something happy happening in life. And so Chardi Kala is usually used in relevance to happiness and joy.
Yeah.
But in Gurbani, yes, that happiness and joy that we get momentarily, the Guru Granth Sahib, the entire Sri Guru Granth Sahib does not talk about the body at all.
Okay. Okay.
The entire Guru Granth Sahib is starts with Ik,
Mm.
Oankar,
Right. Right. Right.
which is about that one and the being that we as a spirit or soul belong to that one beyond
Hmm.
this human body.
Sure.
So when we say Nanak Naam Chardi Kala, with Naam, when we take the word, when we say Naam, immediately it's spiritual.
Okay.
Chardi Kala Tere Pane, in your grace,
Yeah.
Sarvada Pala, then everybody is happy
Sure.
and the world is happy. Because what happens is, sir, when we do when we are happy, in this sentence, happiness is not temporary.
Okay.
Happiness is
Yeah.
जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी सो दुख कैसा पावे. How can you be sad? And yet we all sad. So you might have a job and you might get a promotion, and after maybe 5 years or 6 years, and you might feel, oh, this is not enough, I want more. So that
Hmm.
happiness didn't last. Or even the next day or 2 days after, you go to work and you meet co-workers that you didn't expect, or you have some problems, the happiness is already fading. So when we use the word in daily life, and it's okay to use the word Chardi Kala as a reminder each time you use it, when you're happy or you're positive or you have a good feeling or you're an elevated mind,
Sure.
elevated feeling, you use the
Sure.
word Chardi Kala, it's fine.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's not the cream.
I understand. So we're trying to find out the difference between the cream and the milk over here. So we're trying to separate both the things. So coming
I
to
won't even say milk, I'll say cream and water.
what?
Yeah,
Okay.
you
Lovely.
know.
So
Milk is still so pure. When we're talking about the water that's diluted in the milk, we're talking about that. That
sure.
needs to, who, see, that your topic, but how? Everybody is in positive nature or happy at some point or the other in their life,
Sure.
but it fluctuates.
It's
And
momentary.
nowadays, yeah, and in this era, what's going on? If you look at nature, for example, nature is deteriorating.
Sure.
Air pollution, the earth, this rainfalls and heat waves and random things are happening in climate change. Is the earth in Chardi Kala? No.
No.
If the earth is not in Chardi Kala, and this body of five elements is also earth, is
It's
five
physical.
elements, which is
Yeah.
part. Earth is not just earth; it's also five elements.
Sure.
So we and the spirit is beyond the five elements. You see, so
Yeah.
we are in this human body is connected with the earth. That's why I love, in the Brahma Kumaris, we have a project about the environment and the eco. And I love that because we're all connected.
Sure.
So, and the climate change talks tells us the truth of what's happening to our world.
Exactly.
Not a fake facade. I mean, despite everything happening in the world around us, we as a spirit can stay in Chardikala. And today, this body can go through cancer, can go through diseases, heart attack, a heart failure, or not fail, maybe heart attack, blood pressure,
All the
tumors,
ailments.
all the ailments you can go through,
Yeah.
but you can still stay in Chardi Kala despite and in spite of all the ailments.
Yeah.
So
Now,
Chardi Kala is not external, it's actually an internal state of mind
so
that
so you
you
were trying
rise.
to say Gurbani is not talking about anything physical, Chardi Kala, or connected to the physical body, let's say new shirt, new clothes, or new house. It's not about that. It's about the spirit's Chardi Kala.
Look, that normal happiness even children are having, no? You're happy and you're sad and you're happy and you're sad. Kabhi dukh, kabhi sukh. This
Yeah.
is normal. This is nothing to learn about it. So when we are saying rising beyond, I used to read this sentence in Gurbani when I started my search for Guru Granth Sahib, from Guru Granth Sahib, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी सो दुख कैसा पावे. And
Mhm.
it and I used to wonder that this sentence says, how can you be sad when he is there above you? Akalpura,
Exactly. Exactly.
God,
Yeah.
a supreme being, supreme soul, Allah, whichever you want to call, Shiv, Baba. So when he's there, why are we sad? How can you be sad actually? जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी सो दुख कैसा पावे? How, it's a question. How can you be sad? How
Exactly.
dare you be sad? And I used to wonder, but I am sad. I
Mm.
wasn't lying to myself. I'm a very positive person, and but I am sad. Why? Nanak dukhya sab sansar. In this world of today, in this Kal Yug world, everyone is sad. If anyone stands there and says, I'm always happy, it's a lie.
It's a lie. Big lie.
Because Guru Nanak is saying, Nanak dukhya sab sansar. Nanak says, dukhya sab sansar. The whole world is sad. And Nanak cannot be lying.
No.
and and I see myself, I'm such a positive being.
Yeah.
And at that, even before I found the depths of spirituality and I found what I found now, I was still a very positive person. And even through my, but it would take me time to be happy again. you know
Sure.
let's say you meet some good friend of yours, you find out is talking something behind your back, or suddenly you go through some financial loss, or your family member, your son or your husband or somebody gets angry at you for no reason. So obviously that pain, that hurt, that feeling of a little low comes. So
Right.
that's dukh. That's what we call dukh. you know
Sure.
so that sadness or pain or hurt or low feeling is and when we talk, everybody says this, but it's normal, no, to be happy and to be sad. Then
Yeah.
you missed the concept of Chartikala. The concept of Chartikala is everlasting
Everlasting
happiness.
constant. Yeah.
When we do the ardas, this sentence comes in the Sikh ardas at the end. The whole ardas talks of people, reminds us of human beings in spiritual, highly elevated beings in the human body
Sure.
that gave up their lives. Charkhiya pe chade, the ones that were ground, the bodies were ground between two wheels.
Wheels. Yeah.
Khopdi lohai, the ones whose hair had been scalped off the head.
Right.
The head had been scalped with the hair off the head.
Sure.
So talking about,
Sacrifices.
were they in Chardi Kala or were they crying, ow, ow, ooh, ooh?
No.
They were in Chardi Kala because they were so divinely connected that they did not feel
The
the
pain.
pain of their body. It's almost, I will say, unbelievable, and to even imagine.
Exactly.
And like Guru Arjan Dev Ji sitting on the hot plate for
Sure.
3 days and 3 nights.
Sure.
It's unbelievable to be
Sure.
boiled and to be put on the hot plate, and then to be thrown into the river. These are things we say and we hear these stories, but we don't understand the message behind why did they need to go through this? Why
Yeah.
did Jesus have to go on the cross?
Yeah. What were they trying to show actually? That is it possible to be disconnected from the physical while being within the physical?
Exactly.
That
That
is the
they,
highest level of samadhi, which we talk about even in Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures also. Highest level of samadhi where you don't feel any physical pain, you don't feel any kind of emotional pain also. So these things were being shown by Gautam Buddha also. These things were
yes,
being shown by Sikh Gurujis also. Also being shown by Jesus Christ.
yes. Why? Because these were the elevated messengers that God or Kalpurak or Supreme Being
Yeah.
sends on earth at different periods of time. They didn't come at the same period of time. So
Yeah.
they came according to the cycle of time, they all come in different eras to help us understand that if we connect, no matter what is happening outside, we can rise like the lotus in the muck. जैसे जल में कमल अलेप. Gurbani.
Yeah.
And Buddha keeps using this lotus in the muck, and we hear it so often in even Chinese philosophy and Zen philosophy, and everywhere. Be the lotus in the muck. Now, what does that symbolize? That outside and around you, there will be disturbances. There will
Sure.
be Maya. We use the word Maya often. That there will be people, situations, relationships that are going to cause the muck around you. But
Sure.
can you rise like a lotus?
Sure.
Can you be happy and beautiful and blooming and smelling nice and fragrant and attractive despite and in spite of the muck around you?
Exactly. And something in Guru Granth Sahib also, I think believe it mentions that all your relations which are there, they are not going to be there with you forever. Your
Oh, yes.
uncle, aunts, and your children, these are all things which are distractions for you to reach the Akal Purakh or the Vaheguru. I think
Nam.
something like this is mentioned over there. And these are all passing phases which you should avoid being attracted to. I don't, something like this is there. I read somewhere. So what
You
does
know,
that mean? What does it
yeah,
imply to us?
again, I'll say that the entire Guru Granth Sahib, I had the fortune of doing the research of the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Once I was invited by the Thailand government actually
Okay.
in a five religious forum, because Thailand is a land of five religions, and
Okay.
every religion, which is Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, and Sikhism, we had to do on um, disability and religion.
Okay.
And I was shocked when I started. At that time, I was quite a beginner in Gurbani, and I was reading the translations, and I was going deep, but I never reflected that Gurbani had nothing on the human body. Because when I started looking at, because they were talking about disability of the body. So
Okay.
I was looking at sentences in Gurbani that talked about the disability of the body. And I searched the entire Guru Granth Sahib for these sort of sentences. There was not a single sentence that in the Guru Granth Sahib gives importance to the body except as a mandir or the horse, not as that if the body is disabled, means if this body is not capable, if you're blind, that means you can't be a priest. To go in other religions, they had these things that disability and religion. I came to know when I listened to the other religions, there were a lot of restrictions to becoming a priest or to reaching God Almighty if you had certain disabilities.
Okay.
Whereas in Gurbani, it was the opposite. And it spoke only about the soul. And the body is disabled, who cannot whose mind does not connect to Akal Purukh, that those eyes are blind, who cannot see the goodness in other people or
Sure.
the positive spirit in other people. That one is deaf, who cannot hear the goodness or the or the truth of spirituality. That one is dumb, who doesn't know how to praise God or speak positive words or stay in Chardi Kala.
Uh,
So, and even physically disabled, the whole body, that one's legs are those that person is crippled, who doesn't walk on the path towards God.
sure.
Those arms are who don't help, or who don't
Need us.
use the
Yeah.
entire body. If we don't use it on the spiritual path,
Path. Yeah. It's
it's
useless.
very it's useless,
Mm.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the body being disabled does not limit you to being able to have a union with God at all.
Sure.
Education does not limit you to being having connection with God. And we know that from so many Bhagats who didn't even have an education, like Bhagat
Sure.
Namdev, who was so innocent, who was, feeding the stone milk, that innocent also, you can still meet God.
Yeah.
So
There were
you
saints who were
have,
blind. There were saints who were blind too. And
yes,
yes,
Surdas
Surdas
actually.
ji.
Now
Yes.
that was a little strange, because he took it out from he took out his eyes from, I mean, from a spiritual. But Surdas is not one of the quotes in the Guru Granth Sahib, but it's a story, of course,
Sure.
that if you he was said to have blinded himself because his eyes was seeing the physical body of
Yeah.
a woman or whatever, and being attracted to it, means
Yeah.
the eyes. And yes, I tell you, that's just an example, but the
Mm.
eyes do see. And we see this, when we have money, we see beautiful clothes, we see beautiful things, and we purchase it. So we get lost with these eyes, but it doesn't mean we have to remove the eyes. It
No.
means, again, rise beyond what you see, because everything that we see with these eyes is going to be gone. Nothing that is visible with these eyes is forever,
Sure.
because it's five elements. Anything that belongs to the five elements will, the law of entropy works. And the law of entropy even works for the soul, but we don't, energy changes, right? So the spirit can lose its power, but it doesn't disappear. But whatever you see with the eyes, whatever you like, that will change. So the eyes are the first doorways, or the
Mm.
first input that we put into our mind, into our soul, into our imprint. That's the first doorway, the first input that creates images inside, and impressions that last, and that um, help us, that make decisions for us, sometimes as Maya, wrongly. So that's why we have to be very careful about the doorways, the inputs, the eyes and the ears. These are what goes inside us and gets imprinted in us. And we haven't been taught that we are spirits from small. From the whole entire education system has not even spoken about the spirit. Not our parents, nobody ever touched this. So
Yeah.
we also raised our children like as human beings.
Exactly.
Just live.
Yeah.
And
I would like to add up over here that we have been taught that we are actually brains and physical beings in very simple terms, and we are here for survival, survival of the fittest. Now, apart from that, I want to come to another point. You see, in Naam. You mentioned the word Naam. So when we say Naam, let's say I say, "What's your name?" You'll say, "I'm Amarjit Kaur," right? Now in Gurbani, I've seen in majority of the wordings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji and other great Gurujis, they have also always mentioned that you have to take his name. You have to take God's name so as to be in Chardi Kala, or to pass on from this world of pain and suffering and go to the realm of eternity, or to enter the place of heaven, or whatsoever it is. So, Naam. Now, what is the Naam? Because if I have to recall my brother, I have to say, okay, he's Sherry. I have to know that his name is Sherry. Now, if I say just the Naam, Naam is just a word, right? But what exactly is the Naam? And somewhere I've read in Guru Granth Sahib that if you have not known his name, then you have not achieved anything in your life. Your life is waste. If you have not known his name, that has also been mentioned in Gurbani. And I'm like, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying that you have to take his name, and if you don't know his name,
Our
then
kaaj tere kite na kaam.
yeah, exactly, then your life is worthless.
Without taking our kaaj, besides connecting to God or taking his name,
Right.
whatever else you do is useless.
Yeah, and then we say Vaheguru, 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 right? So Vaheguru is also like saying you're enchanting, is saying Vaha a Guru. That means you are great and you're a Guru, or you're the eternal highest Guru. So that is also a post and a position. It is not a name actually then. Like president is a
Actually, yeah. Let me clarify. I get your question,
right.
and it's a very valid question and a very
Mm.
good question because we all misunderstand Naam very often. And sometimes people even go to certain living gurus to get the Naam
Yeah,
because they feel the Naam are just words
yeah,
that you recite. That's
sure.
not what Naam is. Naam is not about recitation because it's a
Yeah.
japa jap. It's beyond the tongue, beyond the jeeb, beyond the ras. Okay.
Okay.
So in the Mool Mantar, like I said, the very first word is ek onkar, and the
Yeah.
very second word is satnam. So
Satnam.
here, Sat means truth, Nam means name. The true being, the eternal, truthful being, that Nam is actually a Nam. When we say a Nam is because we don't need to. Guru is when we say Guru also is not is like what you said very correctly. It's a quality like a teacher.
Right,
And even Gobind is the word means God of the universe or Lord of the universe. So
right.
every word has a meaning. So when Guru uses the word Nam, he actually means rise above all the names. So
Ah,
it's not about knowing the name is rising beyond the names.
okay.
You can't restrict because in Gurbani there are certain sentences that actually say that if you take all the trees in the world to be pens and all the rivers and oceans in the world to be the ink, you still cannot express and explain God's identity or his qualities enough. It's not
Right,
enough.
right.
And that only a Kalpurak himself can talk and explain about himself.
Himself, right.
So, yeah, so these things are all also written. So, what we need to understand is that ik, there is an ik. Ik is very clear. It's a numerical one. It's not
Right,
an alphabet that can be compromised into a language and disputed about. Ik is
right.
one.
One.
So that ik onkar. So
Okay,
we are the onkar. Ik and all of us are playing the car is creation playing कर रहे हैं ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ है ना we
okay.
all are. So when we and Om is that Om, that soul, that being that we belong to that one. We come, we all of us are souls, spiritual
Sure,
beings. Now,
sure.
it's very easy to understand that we are spiritual beings because this body is big right now. And if you just look back in your mind, you can remember when you were a little girl or a little boy, and then when you were a teenager, you can see this body changing. And in the next 10, 15 years, this face, this body is again going to be changing. It's changing. So you are not this. You are the observer inside that sees this whole being change. So what's the truth then? Is the truth this? I mean, if today I'm saying my name is Amarjit, but will I change if someone calls me something else? Like my child calls me mom. Somebody calls me Masi, somebody calls me Dadi, somebody calls me Nani, somebody calls me sweetheart. I'm still that being inside. It
Yeah, you're
doesn't
that
matter.
constant being.
The name doesn't matter.
Yeah,
The being that you are inside, that is the observer of your life, the one that sees and can remember certain scenes throughout the chapter, that observer, that being, the one that sees inside,
yeah,
is the Nam, is the spirit, is the
okay.
being, is the entity that is recording everything. And yet we can't remember everything, of course. Even the recorder, even the being, the eternal being that we are, we don't remember everything. And there's a good to that, because if you remembered everything, you might go crazy, because then you won't forget the bad either, then, right? You won't remember only the good, but you won't forget the bad too. So it's a good thing that we don't remember everything, but it's imprinted, whether we remember it or not.
Okay,
Unconsciously, subconsciously, it's imprinted in our being.
surely. Now, connected to this, you had mentioned a couple of minutes back also that we are actually souls within our body. So there's something which is permanent and there's something which is temporary. So Amarjit Kaur or Parampreet Singh are temporary names. They're going to go away after a couple of, as the body is left, it's gone. Name is gone with that, and everything else is also, it's of no use, even if the name is attached to it. It passes on to some other name then. Now, coming to something very important, you mentioned Ek Omkar. Now, see, global media time is not about creating any kind of controversies, but then we want to explore and find and bring people together from different faiths. So, Omkar is, if you connect the word Omkar, I've seen on Google and searched on internet also, there's something known as Omkareshwar Mandir. Now, this is something which struck me is like the first word itself is Ek Omkar, and we have seen that Omkareshwar Mandir has been also been mentioned as Omkar, where there is no physical form, and I believe Guru Granth Sahib also doesn't talk about any kind of physical form. That means having two eyes, two hands, two legs, and a complete body, because God is beyond the physical. So can we relate to it in certain ways, or is it possible to connect those two things at a certain level? I just wanted to ask you because you've been doing research in so many things in spirituality also.
Yes, definitely, because all spirituality, whether it's Christianity or Buddhism or Sikhism, or the founders came with the same message of truth.
Okay,
Truth can be only one.
right.
Eternal truth is only one. And that's why
Satnam. Satnam.
Satna, truth.
Sure.
The word Sat is truth. Truth is eternal. So it
Mm,
cannot change.
right.
So, yes, when we talk, and that's why Ek Omkar, that Ek, that means there's one eternal being that
Mhm.
does not come, that we say Nirakar,
Right.
Nirankar,
Nirankar.
the one with Nir Akar. Akar means body. So Nir Akar means without the human body.
Body.
So that
Okay.
one Ik is without the human body, but we all come and play a role in the through the womb of a mother. We take birth and we come into karmic accounts. So, and then we play our role, we record and we do whatever karmic, and then we leave the body. When we leave the body, the moment I leave the body, this human body that is so alive and moving and smiling
Right.
drops dead,
Right. It
drops
looks
dead.
like. Yeah, exactly.
It, it's a corpse.
Yeah.
In an instant, if you have heart fail, that's it. And what, when the corpse is down, then no matter what, who love you, whoever love you, and everything comes near you, near that
Yeah.
corpse, it's a
Yeah.
corpse. It's
Exactly.
not you. So
Exactly.
you have left. So everybody understands that you have gone. They'll say, "Oh, chali gayi." That person has gone. That person has left this dead body. So the body is dead, and then the body starts decaying. So, and the body, to look at the dead bodies, Guru Tegh Bahadur, his verses are very amazing because he always talks of the dead. He
Okay.
makes us look at the dead body, because without seeing yourself as a dead body, you can't understand the being as a soul.
The
Because
spiritual
if
realm.
spiritual being, because
Right.
the dead body has eyeballs that can't see, whereas these eyeballs can see. The
Mm-hmm.
dead body has a brain that cannot think.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when I'm alive, when the spirit is in me, the brain is thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So who is thinking? It's me, the spirit, that is using the brain to think. It's me, the spirit, that uses the eyes to see. Because in the dead body, all these organs are there. The heart is there, it does not beat. So that means I, the spirit, while I'm in the human body, I use this human body and my heart is beating. So that spiritual entity is the one that is making, it's like a battery or a current or an energy or a
Right.
life force that keeps me alive. But
Sure.
the moment this energy or life force leaves the human body, this human body is dead. It's like like a robot without a battery, or a car without a driver. No use, useless. It decays even, and it has to be burnt or buried. It
Yeah.
stinks. So when I look at a dead body and I see myself as a dead body, then I understand that I'm beyond this body. Tomorrow, we do the soil. Every religion has a prayer that they do at night. And I know Soila, and I know the Christian prayer because I brought up from a Christian school.
Hmm.
I lay my body down to sleep. I pray to God my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, I pray to God my soul to take. Look, and we say it, but we didn't know what it meant. As a kid, I didn't know what it meant. But you see, the fact that each night we go to sleep, we don't know if you're going to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
And yet, and yet the entire world, we all go to sleep happily every night, or sadly. We never think we're not going to get up the next morning. We
Yeah.
all take life for granted.
Right.
We never think we're going to die, and we live as if we are never going to die. We're racing after money. We're racing after accumulation of things. We're racing after heights of progress in work. We're racing after a car or a house or a wife or children. Or we are just in this rat race. We are just caught up in this face, in this body, in this world of bodies,
Yeah.
without realizing that every night we're supposed to remember that I'm not the body.
Exactly. And I believe in Gurbani also it's been mentioned that this body has been given to you by God for doing only his work and taking his name and
Yeah.
one
Pai
particular.
prapat, manuk dehoria, e pai atma. You have received this human body. Manuk there, Gobind Milan ki e teri bariya. It's time to meet the divine. Our kaj tere kitte na kaam. Whatever else you do is useless.
Useless. Yeah.
Mil Sat Sangat Paj Keval Naam. Keval means only Naam.
Only.
We say this in every one of the five prayers that a Sikh does every day. We do it like a parrot.
Yeah.
Nobody even ponders about it. Because
Exactly.
if we pondered about it, including me, because okay, I ponder, but not all the time. Whereas Guru is talking about Keval Naam means all the time. So
Mm.
this is the purpose of life. This Bani, this verse is telling you the purpose of life and the purpose of the soul receiving this human body. And there's a verse that tells about the soul when it leaves the dead body and it goes into the mother's womb, how from a life full of life, and it goes into the womb, which is dark and black and hot, that it promises
Yeah.
God. Because the soul, when it leaves the body, immediately it recognizes that it's a soul, it's not a body. And that phase,
Yeah.
then it connects to Akal Purukh, to God. And then, so when it's in the womb of the mother, it's connecting to God, but it wants to come out because it's
Yeah.
dark and hot. So it's in a once it enters the fetus, it's in the body already, a fetus body, a cells or whatever, but it's already in the body. So it's not able to come out, but it knows it's a soul. So it promises God, yeah, I want to get out of this. I want to live the life that I live, like my last life. But I promise I won't forget you now. I won't forget that I'm a
Yeah.
spirit, I'm a soul.
Mhm.
These sort of things are written, but
Yeah.
we don't and then we come out, and what happens? It's not our fault that we don't remember, because the moment we come out into the world, my mother didn't know that she was a soul, and she didn't tell me I was a soul. I, as a mother, didn't know I was a soul. I didn't bring up my children in the awareness of that they are souls. Today, I'm a grandmother and I have this awareness. So I try to bring up my grandchildren in that awareness that they are spiritual beings. But they're not around me, or they're around their parents. So
Exactly.
sadly, we have not been taught, and we have not been told, and we've not been we do the prayers as a chant. We
Mm.
do the prayers, and the chant does have high energy. I do not refute that at all,
Exactly.
because words that are spoken, Turki Bani, words that are spoken from the mouth of such elevated beings, they have power, they have
Exactly.
authority, they
Right.
have truth in them. So that itself is a high vibration sound. And if
Yeah.
you sing it in the rag that the Guru sang it, it has even high energy, high vibration. But does that change your mindset?
Exactly. I wanted to come to that actually. You see, we say to become a good bhagat, we have to have remembrance of all these words which have been spoken by saints or gurus, and whether it's in Bible, whether it's in Guru Granth Sahib, whether it's in the Quran, you have to verbatim. That means you have to learn them and you have to speak them out, and that's the only way to
Illusion.
connect to God. That's what has been mentioned everywhere. Now,
No, no,
now,
it's
now,
an
now,
illusion,
yeah,
big illusion.
yeah. Now I can be speaking good words from here, but my mind can be thinking something else,
That's
right?
one aspect. What about
Right.
the poor people on the streets? They don't have a chance to connect to God because they're not educated or they don't know the scriptures. So it's not
Exactly.
fair.
Yeah,
God,
exactly.
the eternal one has to be for everyone, whether that person has eyes to be able to read, ears to be
Exactly.
able to listen, mouth be able to talk, and money to be able to study or read the scriptures. So
Hmm.
no, a Kalpurik has to be able, every soul has a right to connect to the eternal Father, whether that person has an education, whether that person can read the Gurbani, whether that person
Exactly.
can read the Bible or not.
Irrespective of color, creed, caste, everything beyond the physical.
Everything, irrespective of religion, irrespective of status, irrespective of mental ability, or should be able to, because as a spiritual being, I am supposed to connect to the eternal being. For why? To God, a culprit, because that is the only way I can remain in Chardi Kala. That is the only way I can stay eternally happy. I can rise beyond situations, beyond problems, beyond health, beyond everything, is when I have that internal connection, that Naam, that Gobind Milan. When I
Mm.
have that, then when I have a union with a Kalpurak, with God, then I can rise beyond and I can stay in Chardi Kala and I can um, spread that and help others to feel that energy. And we not only raise our energy, we raise the energy around us, and we help people around us in energy wise as well, not
Exactly.
just words wise. And
Exactly.
it has nothing to do with what you speak.
Exactly.
It has a
So,
lot to do with what you think. Yes.
everything. So, coming back to this, now this is a very, very crucial point because we all believe that, we have to take his name, we have to take God's name. So, whether it is someone speaking Ram, 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 someone saying Rahim, Rahim, someone saying Waheguru, Waheguru, someone saying Jesus, Jesus. Now, it's not about the words that means. It
It's
is about
not take his name,
name.
it's
Yeah,
remember him.
remember him. So,
That's where we went wrong. Take his name is different from remember him.
yeah.
Remember means in the mind
Exactly. I
with
don't need
love.
to take my father's name every
You
single
remember,
time. I
if
don't
I
have to
love
say
someone,
Inderpalji, Inderpal, Inderpal, Inderpal. I don't have to say those words, right? I don't have to say Rita, 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 Ahuja. I don't have to say those words. I have to just make a picture of them in my mind and then visualize them and then have those feelings for them. And that's remembrance, I believe.
exactly. And
But
the
what
love
picture
for
do I
them.
make in my mind for
That's
him?
also very clear for a card. That's very important. And that's where in the Brahma Kumaris, for the first time, the first chapter and the first time that I was introduced to the chapter, Who Am I? And it gave the clarity of soul and supreme soul. And that's why I always wear this pendant. And this pic, the I think the picture in my screen background doesn't show the point, it just shows the energy. But
Energy.
this is very nice because it shows the point.
Yeah.
Man tu jot sarup hai. That's why I put a bindi here, not because I like to wear bindi, but because I want to remind myself and you that man tu jot sarup hai. Oh, my dear mind, you are energy point of life force, life being. Sebhang. In the Mool Mantra, the word Guru Nanak Dev Ji uses, Sebhang is beautiful. Sebhang is I, the soul, am the life giver, life force entity, self illuminating,
Uh,
self. So, and each one of us has that ability independently. Each being is independent, is Sebhang. And yes, we are children of that one Ik Akalpurakh, who is also Sebhang, who is also Jot.
eternal.
So, Jot is a good word in Hindi, Punjabi, which explains twinkling star. twinkling life force energy. That one, because Jyot is like the flame, but it's
Right.
not flame. It's when we refer to Man to Jyot Swarup hai. It means, oh my dear mind, you are the energy, life giver, as well as thinker. Because
Okay.
Man means thought, vision, feeling. So Man has that, and yet you are inside this human body, so you are the life force, energy giver as well. So you are all that. You the Jyot.
So is there any mention of Jyot in Guru Granth Sahib in terms of
Yes, मन तो
words?
जोत स्वरूप है अपना मूल पहचान is Gurbani, is from the Guru Granth Sahib.
Oh, lovely.
This
Mm.
sentence is from the Gurbani. That I always use this because, and then there's another beautiful sentence that explains union with Akal Purakh very nicely. Jyoti Jyota Rali, Sampuran Thiyaram, then you become complete. When you as a Jyot combine with Akal Purakh, Gobind Milan, then you become complete. You know? So it's very, very clear.
It's like the light, like we say, we have come from him. And in Granth Sahib, it mentions that we are part of him or we are broken away from him and he's the
No,
supreme.
no, it doesn't say we are broken away from him.
Okay,
Jyoti, Jyot. Rali is in a way you mix. Like, for example, we are tiny point dot, and
right.
you put one dot on top of another dot. You'll see only one dot, but actually it's a like two hands. When we put it together, it's one now, right? So it doesn't mean it's one. It doesn't mean I've broken away. It just means the union.
Mhm.
Gobind Milan. So it's a union. So we have to go back. We have to remember him. Remember him means I am me and he is he. Tu he. There is a you and there is a me.
Me,
So
yeah.
like I cannot say my father and me. I can say my father and me are one, but I cannot say I've broken away from him. No,
Mhm.
I'm a different entity. He's a different entity. Yet we are one when we unite, when
Yeah.
we connect, right? Through our thought, through our feeling, through our energy, we combine and we connect. We connect as one. But we are two entities. So we are all, because what you think, what you are, your memories, your whatever, each one, 8, 9 billion souls in this world, we're all different. We're not same.
Mhm.
And Akal Purakh
True.
is different. So we unite with him in order to, he's like the source, and we are the eternal source, and we are the ones who've taken roles in human bodies and we play our role. So playing the role, we come into karmic account. So we deplete. So when we deplete, the battery is low. So the only way I can connect to the divine, to Akal Purakh, is to um, think of him, remember him. That's it. Because I'm mind. When the spirit leaves the body, what does it go? What goes with it? Only the mind. Nothing else goes except mind. And what is mind? Thought, vision, feeling, memory, choices. These things go karmic accounts. So that's who I am. So when I use thought, vision to connect, then it's like I'm on this, I'm connecting. So I use my mind and my thought and my feeling and my vision to see myself as a soul and to see a corporate God Almighty as a supreme soul, Jyot and Jyot meeting in my mind as one. And that is Gobind Milan. Just so when you remember him as a supreme being, as a twinkling point of star energy, you also have to become in the same form as him.
Sure.
As a human body in this phase, Amarjit, this is human body phase. This is not me. I'm soul. So soul connects to supreme soul. Then the power is, then it's very powerful. Then you can remain in Chardi Kala very easily in each moment that you have a connection. But we slip out of connection also in every split second. So you
Yeah.
connect and then reconnect and disconnect and connect. So, but as long as you have that intention that I want to remember you, I want to connect you, and you hold the vision, and you can use these eyes to help you focus, concentrate in the beginning on on a point and the vision of a point, like this, so that when you focus in that way, then your eyes are helping you focus, and then you can hold the vision longer and steadily. So when you hold the vision in your mind using your eyes, it helps you practice remembrance and connection, Gobind Milan. But of course, ultimately you need to be able to hold the vision and remembrance without the eyes needing to look.
Exactly. I remember something very clearly now in terms of a process of learning, what we have been doing, like, from childhood, if you see, the mother says, this is cat, C for cat, C for cat, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. And, B for boy. So we say B for boy, B for boy. But now I don't say boy whenever I'm making a sentence. Like behind me is global, GLOBAL. I don't say B for boy, A for apple, L for London. I don't need to say those words anymore because they're already remembered. So similarly, I don't need to keep on saying, from my mouth reciting his name when it can be done internally. So I don't need to recite his name. I don't need to speak out his name, or I don't need to chant any names. It has to be done within me itself. And as you said very beautifully, that Jyoti Jyot Samay, that means I have to think of myself as a Jyot and him as a Jyot, and then I have to connect to him in very simple terms. And that will lead me to Chardi Kala.
And yes, and you can have a communication like what you just said just now. This was a question I actually once, when I was on my search, I met with the Radha Swami Guru, Baba
Right.
Gurinder Singh, and I had asked this question of him that when we get up at Amrit Vela, what are we supposed to do? Are we just supposed to chant and recite the 5 words you give, or Vaheguru, whatever, anybody, just chant? And is that what you do? Or I chant, and then I reach a point that I stop chanting, and I have a conversation, and I start like enjoying a connection. So, and he said, what you're saying is the steps exactly.
Exactly.
Chanting is the first step. It's
Right.
needed in the beginning, because see, nobody told us who is God. So when you don't know, when you haven't found the way to have a vision, or to know this sentence man tu jyot swaroop hai, to reflect upon it, to create a vision, when you haven't got this knowledge, this gyan, then obviously you're going to just be chanting. So there's nothing wrong. Everything is perfect and correct.
It's the first
Whoever,
step.
whatever. Yes, it's exactly, at least, even those who don't believe in God and don't, it doesn't matter, because everything is fine. There's nothing wrong. When we are talking here, it's not about pointing fingers at anyone that what they're doing is wrong and what we are doing is right. No, everyone is perfect in every way, and every way that in his hukam we are all, ਉਸਦੀ ਰਜ਼ਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਸਦੇ ਹੁਕਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ, we're all doing and flowing along in the grace of the divine. So
Sure.
there's nothing wrong, firstly.
Sure.
But yes, if you want to go, if you want to stay in Chardi Kala, if you want to have that forever happiness, if you want to feel that jiske sir upar tu Swami so du kaisa paave, that is Chardi Kala. So then you need to go deeper. Then you've stepped on the path of reciting the Mool Mantar. I want more than just singing the Mool Mantar. I want more than just singing a Shabad. I want to live it. Gurbani baniye. So it's about becoming the words, about living it, about through practice, through
Okay.
awareness, through checking, constant checking, and checking and changing. It's an effort, and we all fail. We keep failing, but it's
Sure.
okay. It's okay. As long as you have that awareness and awakening, and the connection, if you keep on, he says only one thing, remember me. If we remember him accurately and we keep remembering him, we will change. We will transform. This is his guarantee.
Sure.
So, yeah, so that's all we need to do is remember him, but remember him accurately with love, and keep checking whether that is, whatever I'm doing, is it keeping me nirbhav, nirvair? Am I feeling that everyone is my friend? If I'm not feeling everyone is my friend, I'm not doing it correctly. Nirbhav, these are all in the Mool Mantar. Am
Sure.
I feeling nirbhav? Am I feeling fearless? If I have so many fears and so much, then whatever I'm doing is not working. You
Exactly.
can be listening to Kirtan and be in Chardikla in those moments.
Moments
But the
only.
moment you step out of the room,
Yeah.
how long is that Chardi Kala? Does fears come again? Do you get attacked by depression? Or are you feeling hurt and pain at every little bit? Are you taking
Yeah.
things personally? Are you always retorting back and feeling getting irritated and angry? So everything is a checking. are you, what you're doing, are you getting better? Maybe other people will say, oh, you haven't improved. That doesn't matter. It's you and yourself. And you know whether you are better than what you were yesterday or 5 years ago or 2 years ago or 1 year ago or not. It's you checking yourself, not anyone else. Because then people are ready to point fingers at others. And it's not
Sure.
about you checking it. You check yourself and you are authentic to yourself. So I was very authentic to myself. So I knew that something was missing, that I
Mhm.
wasn't. So when I did this chapter, the first chapter, the basic course of the Brahma Kumaris, and the first chapter is who am I? That's very interesting because who doesn't want to know about themselves? It's
Exactly.
my story. So it was amazing. And the clarity of this. And then these pantis of Gurbani came to mind automatically as I was, because I already knew, but I didn't know. I knew and I didn't know. You
No.
know, somebody explained it very well. Knowing has like 7, 8 levels to
Sure.
become an experience. So it's a surface knowing that I'm a soul. Everybody knows I'm a soul. Most people on the spiritual journey or on any sort of journey is like, yeah, I'm a soul, but it doesn't have any meaning at all because you don't reflect what does the soul do, that I use the eyes to see. What is the soul doing? I use the brain to
Yeah.
think. The reflection of, so it goes deeper and deeper
Yeah.
and deeper.
I think the last stage would be being a soul every moment.
Soul consciousness.
Yes.
We call it
And
soul consciousness, but
yes.
it's again, yeah, if we can live that is how the elevated beings lived. When when Gautam became Buddha means shunya, means what? So shunya is what? Point. He became
Right.
a point.
Right.
Buddha, and in that point, he's complete.
Sure.
So we have to become a point. That's it. Shunya
Wonderful.
is to become a point. It's not about becoming nothing. It's
Wonderful.
becoming a point, which is everything, which is
Yes.
complete love, complete purity, complete peace, complete happiness. It's not nothing, it's everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Concentrated form. It's like you have this tablet and you'll be fine. So it's like a concise form of the self in completeness. And when we reach that point, I think that is the level of Buddha which we're talking about.
Even just thinking about it and speaking about it already raises your level of you know energy, because
Yeah, you feel
you
peace,
already
feel
feel, yeah,
happiness.
and you feel wow. And you
Yeah, right
feel, oh,
there.
I can become like that. Wow,
Yeah.
it's a possibility.
Mhm.
Human beings could do it.
Yeah.
Souls in human beings did it. I'm a soul in a human being. So I can do it because I'm as much a child of God as any one of them is. So
Yeah.
this is where the second chapter, who is God?
Yeah.
And how does he speak to us, and how does he give us this information is very important as well,
Yeah.
because only he can tell you the truth, and only
Sure.
he can help you connect. So
Sure.
I don't know, but I in this era today, it's very important to connect to a universal spiritual university that is beyond religion, and encompasses everything. So you
Yeah.
don't have to leave. It's not about me leaving. It's about me living Gurbani now.
Yeah.
It's not
Not
about me
leaving.
chanting and reading
Mm.
Gurbani. It's about me living
Living.
Gurbani, becoming Gurbani. So
Exactly.
yeah. So then you when that then that's authentic. That's why Farid ji, Kabir ji, all these saints, they were not Sikhs, but they
Mm.
were, because
Yeah.
in that era there was no Sikh religion.
Yeah.
Just as when Buddha came, there was no Christianity.
No.
So it's not about the religion. It's about the core of the message. Religion is man-made.
Yeah.
These messengers came to give a message, to
Yeah.
remind us that we are spiritual beings, we are souls, and we have to connect to eternal Akal Purakh, God Almighty. But in the process, we became political because we are external beings and we get
Yeah.
carried away with
We
the
wanted to give
eyes
a
and the mind.
physical form to everything so as to relate to it, so as to be a part of it. It's like
And then
colonization. Yeah.
and then when they left, we missed them so much that we started worshiping them. We
Yeah.
started remembering them rather than their message.
Exactly. Yeah.
Their
Instead of
message was
living
to
like
remember the
them,
Almighty, but we don't
Yeah,
want to remember the Almighty. It's difficult because we don't understand. So, and
exactly.
it's not wrong. Again, nothing is wrong.
Yeah,
It's the way it has to be. It's called
yeah,
the fall of time. And now
exactly.
it's time to go into the Chardi Kala, or better word than Chardi Kala that I heard is Urti Kala.
Murtigala now.
It's
What
time for the flying stage now.
flying stage now? Yeah.
So yeah, so we have to rise beyond,
Lovely.
um, yeah,
So,
about our
sister,
bodies and
yeah,
external.
I don't feel like ending this session right now, but then we have to, for the sake of, because we have already done a recording of almost 2 sessions, being frank with my viewers
I
also.
think that's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, more than 2 sessions. But then I want to touch a couple of other things also, like Guru Nanak Dev Ji in the coming sessions talks about you are my husband, I'm your bride. You decorate me every day. I want to be capable enough so that you take me in your bed and I can sleep with you. Now I want to understand the spiritual understanding about all these words which are there in Gurbani, and we're going to go deeper into all these things also, so that we can understand how to be in Chardi Kala in the future with all these wordings and all. And what does it exactly mean? Because we are saying God is Nirakar. So obviously he doesn't, if he's a Nirakar, he doesn't have a physical bed where I have to go and sleep, be with him. So I want to go into for our viewers so that they can have further deeper understanding and understand these things spiritually, because you are able to give us a contrast between how to take Gurbani in a not physical way, but into a spiritual way, in the right way of understanding Gurbani, so that we can all be in a Chardi Kala. I would love to discuss all these things in the coming sessions. And yes, I think our viewers will also have a lot of questions and a lot of things which they want to understand from you, your journey, and how you're able to help the Sikh community to understand Guru Granth Sahib, the real Gurbani, and how to live it. And being all over the world and being a Sikh religious representative in Thailand is a very big opportunity, I believe, given by God to you, where you're able to help many souls connect to Him from Jot to Jot. So you are lighting up a lot of lamps in every house, I believe, and you're doing the wonderful work. Thank you so much, sister. We'd love to meet you again, and whenever we are free, do these recordings for the sake of God's work, and let's spread the
I
light.
I'd like to say one thing. I don't consider myself merely a Sikh religious leader
Sure.
or Sikh religious leader in Thailand at all. I consider myself a universal spiritual guide.
Oh, lovely.
And because I don't want to be restricted in any particular religion.
Sure.
Yes, in the initial stages, when I started my journey studying the Guru Granth Sahib, I was made and put in the position of being a Sikh religious leader. So that label stays.
Yeah.
And but I've risen way beyond that. And now, I whether it's a gurdwara or somebody's house or Brahma Kumari center or recording studio, wherever I go, I spread the gems of truth. So
Lovely.
I see myself as, yes, I'm a soul in the body of a Sikh woman,
Mhm.
and I'm very much in love with Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which is the foundation. And I always you quote verses from there because it's the truth, but we don't understand it sadly. But
Yeah.
now that you understand, so I'm more like a universal spiritual guide, and I love meeting other religious people as well. I speak in mandirs. I speak to Christians and Muslims, Jains. I have students of all religions, and so I feel I'm more a universal spiritual guide now
Yeah.
rather than
Lovely.
just a Sikh religious leader.
Lovely. Lovely. So happy for you. So, sister, we have spoken about Chardi Kala. We have understood what is the Mool Mantra. We understood that, the light has to connect with the light. That means Jot se Jot milni hai. But how do we do that in practical, like without chanting, let's say going to the next level, instead of saying Ram, 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 or saying Vaheguru, Vaheguru, how can I go beyond speaking the words and start doing it internally? Whereas a japa jap, we do it. So can we have a minute's meditation for that same thing? Or let's say, how do we connect to him? Please take us ahead.
Okay, Parampreet, I'd like you to show a picture of point of light on the screen, because what we would need to do something like this, what we would need to do is use our eyes to see the point of light. So when we see this vision, and we create this vision in our mind, and we look at it with our eyes. So let's do that right now. So I'm looking at this point. I focus on the point and concentrate on the point, the inner tiny point, whatever reflect the energy, the rays that you see coming out of the point is just the energy coming out, but the point is the concentration area. So when we use our eyes, now when you can close your eyes, or I prefer that you keep looking at the point with eyes semi-closed, I would say, so that you don't get too distracted if your eyes are too open. So semi-closed eyes, look at the point and have the feeling and vision inside that this is me. I am a twinkling, sparkling point of energy, light. So I am this little tiny point of light residing in the center of my forehead. I see myself this energy that I am is what keeps this human body alive. And so my eyes can see, my ears can hear, my heart beats, my brain is thinking. But me, I am sparkling inner point of light. मन तो ज्योत स्वरूप है, अपना मूल पहचान. Then I understand and see another point of light, Akal Purakh. Same identity, tiny point of light. But he's not in any human body. He's beyond a physical body or the physical realm. He's in Mool Dham or Nirvan Dham, Param Dham, beyond. But me, Jyot Swarup Atma, I can connect to him by thinking of him through my thought and my vision. I bring him near to me, or I go up to him. Either way. So it is this vision of me flying and having a union with Jyot Swarup Param Atma, Supreme Soul, and connecting me and Supreme Being, connecting as one. In union, Gobind Milan ki e teri bariya. As long as I hold this vision of myself as a soul, in union with Supreme Soul as a soul, soul to soul, Jyot to Jyot, his energy is transferring to me. His energy of love, peace, purity, his powers of tolerance, power to face, to discern, to accommodate. All these powers, inner powers of the soul that we need are transferring to me and fills me up. So I receive his love and light and might. And as the soul fills up, I become more and more empowered within to remain happy and peaceful. And in every moment that I choose to remember to connect, I become more and more empowered. And yes, in the beginning, when I see myself as a soul in union with the Supreme, I might not feel that love so much because I'm a Sukhi caste. Is Sukhi caste nu Hariya tu hi karna hai. You have to make me evergreen. So I talk to Akal Purkh. I talk to God. Hey Baba, I'm meeting you and I'm taking your powers and filling up and deleting my karmic accounts and deleting my vices, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego. I'm deleting these vices at the same time as well as filling up with your purity and powers. And I'm also deleting karmic accounts at the same time. So I tell you, remind me to remember you every day, every morning, every night, every hour, and every time I eat. So this conversation with God is very important. We need to give him the authority to remind us to connect to him, to pull our intellect to him, to pull our mind to him. It's like giving the door of our thoughts, vision, and feeling to him and giving him permission to use me and use my mind to remember him. Mera Baba, Pyara Baba, Meeta Baba, for he is ever sweet, ever beloved. Sajanara, Mera Sajanara, Nikata Kloira, Mera Sajan. My sweet dear one is standing so close to me. Shukar, Shukar, Shukar. Thank you. Om Shanti. I am a peaceful soul.
Om Shanti. So, sister, thank you so much. And I believe it's going to be quite late over there. It's 8 o'clock away. It must be around 10 something over there, I think. 9:30, 10. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for so much for your valuable time. We'll see you in a couple of days.
My
And
pleasure. And thank you, Parampreet Singh, for reaching out and giving me this wonderful opportunity to be in Chardi Kala in my union as I speak, because I connect as I speak. And that's why it's very fun for me because I'm staying in remembrance each
sure,
time I'm talking. So
lovely.
thank you for giving me this extra opportunity of remembrance and for myself and doing seva as well. Thank you so much.
Sure. And Global Media Time family also thanks you because as you see in the clock, the time is right now. It's the time to fly now. So we are all set to fly. Thank you so much. Bye
Om
bye.
Shanti.
Om Shanti to you.